Welcome to Valuers Outlook, where estate surveyors and valuers offer expert insights to the current economic trends in the real estate sector of Abuja.
Good day, viewers. Welcome to Valuers Outlook. My name is Nwamaka and Ofoma. I'm an estate surveyor and valuer. I'm also the Publicity Secretary of the Nigerian Institution of Estate Surveyors and Valuers, NIESV Abuja branch. I also have here with me my colleague who will be anchoring this program with me. Kindly introduce yourself.
My name is 𝗡𝗜𝗘𝗦𝗡𝗥𝗦, also an estate surveyor and valuer.
Okay, you're welcome. Okay, we have right here with us our guest speaker, Estate Surveyor and Valuer 𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓. He is a fellow of the institution and also the principal partner of 𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓. You're welcome on board, sir.
Thank you.
Good to have you here, sir.
It's a pleasure.
Okay, today's topic we'll be discussing on the effects of hyperinflation and the volatile exchange rates in the real estate sector, and how it's affecting the supply of housing, because there's now a shortage of supply of housing in the market, where the developers keep reviewing the prices of the houses that they are erecting. And we also have where the government is also trying to intervene with prices of the raw materials, that's the building materials, trying to control the surge in the price, and trying to bring it down, such as the cement. So now, sir, please, in the light of all of this, we would like to know your outlook on the state of the real estate economy in Abuja. We also want to know what other sustainable ways the real estate economy can be stabilized. We also like to know, sir, how what you think about addressing the high cost of housing units from the developers, as well as the low purchasing powers from the prospective buyers. So I would like to hear from you.
Now, what we are having today about price, it's not only affecting real estate, it's affecting Nigerians, it's affecting the globe sector. The globe.
Yes, the globe.
It's
Okay.
affecting the whole sector.
Okay.
So whatever measures that need to be dealt with, it's not it's not be looked at as if it's directed as solving real estate problem. What Nigeria needs now is to deal with the fiscal problems that we have, and has to deal with policies of government. The fiscal policies of government is what has led us to where we are today. Government came up and said they want to float the naira. That is, the naira will now find its own value in the marketplace. That is putting like a 𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓 in the ring to come and box. There is you put a 5-year-old child with Anthony Joshua, who is holding the World Boxing Championship to come and box. It's not possible.
Yes.
But you understand, you needed to protect that 5-year-old boy. You understand, which is what government has been doing all along. And one thing that has been missing when people say a lot of things are subsidized in Nigeria, one thing that people fail to understand is that there is no economy in the world that has no one form of subsidy or the other.
Okay.
You understand? There is no, if in our own case that what government is giving to the masses is paying a bulk of their fuel price, that is why we were able to survive, and then we didn't have much of the problem we are having today. Okay? So there is no economy, whether developed or developing. Every economy has one form of subsidy or the other. I said in answering your question, we have to put it first in perspective.
Yes.
Before we can now come
giving us
down.
outlooks.
Yes, before we can now come down to where the real problem is.
Yes.
You understand? So I have just given you a background information of how this thing started. Before the current government came into power, there was inflation, but it was not in this manner. Because there was stability in foreign exchange.
Yes.
The instability was not in this manner.
Yes.
You understand? So there wasn't this level of hunger that we are experiencing in the nation.
Okay.
It was not like this. You see, our debt profile is so high that our foreign reserve has been used as an instrument to mortgage, as they are mortgaged by 𝗔𝗕𝗨𝗡𝗥𝗦, our foreign investment bankers. So the foreign reserve, we don't have foreign reserve. That's why there is nothing to back up the value of the naira in the international market. And unfortunately for us again, we buy more than we import more than we export.
More than we export. We are consumers.
We are a consuming nation.
Yes,
so if we put all of this thing together, that is what the government pronouncement, without putting a plan in place, floating the naira without considering the effect it will have, all right?
Yes,
and then the fact that the previous administration borrowed heavily without having the impact of the money they claim they brought from foreign financiers, like Eurobond, IMF, the money they borrow from all these places. We are not seeing the effect of the money in the system, yes. But we are now paying. We are paying back the debt. But what the money was supposed to do, we are not seeing it in the system. So now that we have looked at the background of where we are headed,
yes,
so let's leave the global economy and come back to how it's affecting us.
Yeah.
I chair a committee where I'm supervising a project somewhere in Abuja.
Okay.
Yesterday, the contractor was in my office. In fact, he submitted the bill of quantities for the external work. In December, he brought a bill to do some external work, including landscaping, gatehouse, and the perimeter fencing.
Yes.
So after we looked at it, I made a recommendation for 61 million for the work. That was in December. But the funders of the project delayed in mobilizing him to go and do the work. Now they have approved my recommendation, so they're going to release the money to him. He says he's not going to collect, so he's not ran back to me here. And then we now reviewed the price to 93 million. So I'm giving you physical figures. We now reviewed it from 61 million to 93. He brought the bill of 93 million to do the same work that we made the presentation for 61 million in December. Yes. On the 4th of December,
over 20%, over 30% increase.
This is where we are now dealing with the hyperinflation we are talking about. Now, the cement we projected for that work was at 5,500. But within 1 week, that cement rose from 5,500 to 9,500. And this is what contractors and developers are facing in the marketplace in today's economy. So, how does it affect real estate? The way it's affecting real estate is that a lot of people are no longer able to maintain the kind of accommodation they are currently occupying. So if somebody is staying in a 3-bedroom, by this time next year, a lot of people would have moved to 2-bedroom. If you are staying in 𝗢𝗓𝗡, some people would have moved to 𝗢𝗓𝗡 or 𝗢𝗓𝗡 or 𝗢𝗓𝗡 or 𝗢𝗓𝗡. So depending on this is we're now looking at how it's going to affect households. So there's going to be a scaling down of priorities. And then there's going to be high default because the effect is going to be complex. One, the cost of bringing in property to the market is going to increase because people don't have that money to buy. They will filter that, they will scale it down. You now go to and look for where you can afford.
And there will be people that won't even want to scale down. Those are people that will now
default. There's going to be a lot of default. So we that are in the industry as practitioners, we are beginning to, and I have started, not even now before this hyperinflation started, we need to advise our clients. So you need to change your perspective to the neighborhood you want to live, to the kind of accommodation you want to live, to the ones that you can afford. So affordability is going to have a different definition. So that's going to affect the quality of life of people, the quality of life of people is going to reduce. So if you were living in a duplex before, if you could afford a duplex before, now you should be looking at a 2-bedroom, not even in the same location, but in a neighborhood that is lower in quality compared to where you were living before. So that is how it is for how it's affecting real estate today. Now the question, what you wanted to know is what should happen for what can be done. All right.
Yes,
what can be done to improve
sustainable? Yeah, if you have any sustainable.
Now let me tell you something, because you see this issue of real estate discussion is endless. The way property values and how it affects people differs from city to city. So if you are talking of major cities like Abuja, Lagos, Kaduna, you understand? Or Abuja and Lagos in particular, when there is a change in government, the rent spikes, the value spikes, but it does not affect people at state capitals like Benin City, Enugu. You know why? The reason is this: every state governor, everybody that has entered governorship in the state for 8 years and he wants to change tenure after 8 years, wants to own a house in Abuja. All the ministers that serve want to own a house in Abuja.
That's true.
All the commissioners from state and local government chairmen want to own a house in Abuja. And this Abuja, they has not increased beyond what we have known: Maitama, Asokoro, Wuse2. And when they are asking you for this, they want to buy, they are mentioning these neighborhoods. So there is a disconnect between federal government or FCT through federal government and its citizens. They don't look at trends, they don't look at trajectory, how events unfold over time to plan. Otherwise, what government should have been doing before now is to be opening neighborhoods. Bring more neighborhood in.
But they'll claim that they've been opening like all these Kaura.
That's what you see what
those 𝗓𝗡𝗦𝗓, those places.
They should have been opening neighborhoods. Exactly.
Yeah.
They should have been opening neighborhoods. Yes. They started with, okay, look at. They did for how many years? I'm telling you about 8 years.
Yes.
After 8 years, there's going to be a surge of needs for high quality accommodation in areas that has the facilities.
Those same areas.
You understand? It's a cycle that you know is going to happen. You plan for it. Okay? So that's why if you hear rents in Maitama now, you begin to wonder whether the Abuja economy can sustain it. If you hear what they're asking for
carrying
land,
out evaluation, the prices you have for evaluation, the value you have for evaluation as a month ago with now.
So these are the issues.
Yes.
So now back to how, and then again, in Abuja's case, there is a lot of unexplained wealth. You see people go to bed poor and wake up the next morning, they are multi-billionaires. It's only in this country that that kind of a thing happens. It doesn't happen in civilized countries. So there are a lot of unexplained wealth, and a lot of this unexplained wealth go and compete. That's why people who earn their money genuinely can no longer live in these neighborhoods. Tell me, what kind of job will you be doing if you are earning income that you can pay rent 30 million per annum in Maitama? What kind of job? Even the minister doesn't earn that. But they are paying that kind of. They are paying. Where is the money coming from? So government need to look at all of this. Because the outlook really is very gloomy. We're very gloomy. If you are, I mean, government has attained borrowing limits, because the last time we had this debt office, they said we were using about 85 to 90% of our income to service debt. So whatever Nigeria is earning from tax and all that,
Just
and then
servicing
it is interest that is being serviced, not the principal. So they can no longer borrow. So when oftentimes we are very quick to say government should do this, government should do that. Where we are now, government cannot do anything. So the only thing government can do for now is see how it can control the price of building materials.
That's what they started.
That intervention is not structural. It's not a structural intervention. Structural in the sense that it gets to every, and then it becomes something that is workable.
Yes.
That intervention is a meeting between the Minister of Works and cement producers.
Yes.
And it's on paper. We're yet to see it implemented. You remember sometime around January, where the two major cement producers, Bua and Dangote, said they were going to slide the price of cement to $3,000. They said it in the open.
Yes.
And then if
and
you also
they were applauded.
Yes. So those were political statements. What happened between January when they said they were going to crash cement, and now when cement became 9,000, what happened? Most of the major raw materials used to produce cement is sourced in Nigeria. Apart from gypsum, they are barely bringing gypsum from outside. You understand? Then most of them, like limestone and the machines are already here. They are not building the factory. The factories are here and up and running. So the limestone change from limestone to another product. So it looks like I think they have betrayed Nigeria. They betrayed Nigeria.
Yes.
So if they can actually control, cement is not the only component, but it's a major.
Yes, the major component.
If government can control the cost of rod and cement,
that's enough.
That's enough to stabilize the cost of buildings. Until that is done, we are not getting.
Wow.
So the future of how you intend to reduce cost of building is not in sight.
Wow, thank you so much, sir, for this contribution. Wow, this is good, sir. Thank you very much.
It's a pleasure.
And our viewers, I hope you are able to benefit from this expert outlook from our senior colleague. See you next time.